Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Health and Wellness Tips with Deb. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you get a chance to make this at 9. If you don't, it's going to be available always on the site. So just look for Monday morning tips and the little captions at the top of. If you're on your phone, there'll be little captions, and it'll say Monday morning tips, and you could always find it there easily. So this morning, I'm going to put on my certified health coaching hat and talk more about that today. But first, I want to mention something about our favorite topic, which is age. So here's the truth: aging is a natural process. We can slow it down, but we can't avoid it. So I want to read to you a dictionary definition of ageless. The Merriam-Webster dictionary, not growing old or showing the effects of age. The Free Dictionary, seeming never to grow old or to show the effects of time. Sounds like Peter Pan to me. The Collins English Dictionary. If you describe someone as ageless, you mean that they never seem to look any older. If you describe someone as ageless, you mean that it is impossible to tell how old he or she is. And I think because people are aging differently these days, it is kind of hard to tell someone's age. And you know how I feel about age. I don't think it's important anyway. But let me tell you what my definition is of ageless. The ageless woman looks for silver linings. My friend Carol Calvert, she knows all about that. Ageless is having enough energy to enjoy life to the fullest measure, actively doing most of the things that you've always loved to do. The ageless woman, she accepts physical challenges and she accepts the physical aspects of aging. She modifies her routines as needed. She seeks to keep youthful in her spirit and in her mind and heart, and she breaks the rules a little bit once in a while. So women across the globe continue to worry about aging. Why? Because we want to look young and beautiful forever. I would say that's mostly true for most of us. So I want to give you some powerful news today. According to the Mayo Clinic, how well you age is up to you. Only 10% of your health is due to genetic factors. That leaves you a 90%. 90% is up to you. That's incredible. And that is really just strictly your lifestyle choices. So all the procedures and the makeup in the world is not going to cover up poor health. I just want to say. So this leads me to talk about the things that we can change. The 90%. That's what influences your overall health and how you age. And aging gracefully is practicing a self-care routine that's based on 5 core elements of nourishment: food, movement, renewal of your mind, spirit, and lifestyle practices. So food, movement, renewal of the mind, spirit, lifestyle practices, meaning your sleep, stress management, etc. So do you want to know what the number one core element that influences your health and the way that you age? I bet some of you think it's exercise. I know a lot of you might. And exercise is great. I am not downplaying exercise at all. It is totally very, very essential to keeping healthy. So, but it's not that. What really influences the way you age is food choices, because that's what leads to a lot of the inflammation. Inflammation does come from a lot of other sources, but it really majorly comes from food. So I want to read you something by Dr. Axe, and most of you might be familiar with Dr. Axe. There is substantial literature linking nutrition to aging. Oxidative stress has been shown to be a major factor in the aging process, leading to inflammation, which is the root cause of disease, and further degrading your healthy cells. So one way to slow down the aging process, you want to enjoy a long, active life and delay the onset of age-related conditions, is by avoiding foods that lead to inflammation. So what are those foods? What foods and ingredients promote inflammation? Sugar. That's a whole discussion by itself, and I will do another talk at another time that'll devote to sugar. Pizza. I would say probably commercial pizza. If you're making it at home, you can control your ingredients a little better. Trans fats, that's a big one. I know it's hit the news for a while now, so most of you know what trans fats are, but they're normally seen in processed foods and fast foods. Omega-6 fatty acids. Now, the body does need a healthy balance of omega-6 and omega-3, but excessive consumption of omega-6s triggers the body to produce pro-inflammatory chemicals. So what are omega-6 oils. So they are found in corn oil, safflower, sunflower, grapeseed, soy, peanut, and vegetable. Refined carbohydrates. So according to Scientific American, processed carbohydrates trumps fats. It's the main driver of escalating rates of obesity and other chronic conditions. I would also probably add sugar into that one too. MSG, monosodium glutamate, that's another topic for a whole discussion. I have a lot to say about that one. MSG is hidden in almost everything that's processed. It's a flavor enhancing chemical, and we'll talk about that, like I said, another time, because it has a whole list of symptoms, and headaches, chronic headaches is one of them. Gluten. So that might not be true for everybody. Not everybody may be sensitive to gluten, but a lot of people are. So probably just watch the gluten. Aspartame, that's another big category, and it's a really hot topic for me. So aspartame is your artificial sugar. Again, there'll be a whole conversation just devoted to that. And then alcohol. Use moderation here. I personally feel that using it moderately, a couple drinks a week, I see no harm in that. I personally don't. I enjoy my glass of wine or a glass of beer now and then. But for some of you, you might need to limit that depending on what's in your background. You might have to avoid it altogether. I'm not sure. But alcohol is on the list of inflammation. So what about some anti-inflammatory foods? So they will help slow down the effects of aging. So I'm going to go through the list here. Again, I'm going to provide all of this for you in a document form so that you can have it and look at it later, because I have more information on here that I'm not going over because it'll take too much time. Number 1, organic blueberries. Cognitive benefits here, girls. Brain health, slows down the oxidative damage. Dark chocolate. My friend Nadine Kirsten, she has a wonderful business, Barometer Chocolate. I have to plug you, Nadine, because she has high quality, beautiful chocolate. And so eating just a tiny little piece and just a little square of chocolate with the highest percent of cacao, 70 to 90%, it's enough to help slow down the effects of aging. And that's according to research published in Antioxidants and Redox Signaling. That's good news, right? Chocolate is always great. Nuts and seeds, great source of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Best nuts and seeds: almonds, walnuts, coconuts, Brazil nuts, macadamia nuts, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds. They all contain really healthy fats. Figs, rich in flavonoids and polyphenols. This also helps to prevent oxidative stress-related medical conditions such as hepatic, which is your liver, and neurodegenerative, which is the nervous system. Collagen protein. Here again, you want to be probably cautious on your source of collagen. I can provide you some information on that. Collagen is great. You can get collagen from bone broth, actually, but you can also get it in powdered form to add to your smoothies. Chaga mushrooms. Now, I've never had chaga mushrooms, and I don't know if any of you out there have, but they have a diverse range of components, such as antioxidants, antivirals, antitumoral, polyphenols, also to improve your immune system. Salmon, that's known for increasing your HDL, good cholesterol. Bone broth, oh my goodness, bone broth is wonderful for you. If you've never tried it, I recommend it. Some of you may purchase it, that's great. If you want to make it from scratch, that's even more wonderful. If you need a recipe for that, I can also include that in documents. Maca root. So ladies, if you want a little more sexual vitality in your life, maca root is the go-to. So you can buy it in powdered form at your health food stores. You can buy it here locally in Cincinnati at Jungle Gyms. I know they carry it. So hormonal decline is a common biomarker of aging. And so maca balances the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. It also prevents osteoporosis, enhances your fertility, also relieves menopausal symptoms. So if any of those issues, if you can relate to any of those, maca root is a great one to try. Avocado, it's a whole food. It's a wonderful food. It's a great source of fat. Highly recommend avocados, unless you're allergic to them, because some of my kids are. Turmeric. Turmeric, there's, according to extensive research published in Immunity and Aging, curcumin is what's in the root of the turmeric plant. And that's where all the power, that's where the powerhouse is, right there in the root. So that's supposed to improve your joints and your brain and other neurodegenerative type conditions. A summary of the benefits of anti-inflammatory foods: lowers your risk of heart disease, protects your skin, supports your cognitive function, aids in your bone health, supports your vision, and improves your gut health. So I want to show you a book. This is a book that I have that I use. I recommend it, but there's a lot of good ones out there. This would be a good guide for you to use if you are interested in adopting an anti-inflammatory diet, which will really help slow down your aging and improve your cellular health. So the best question to ask yourself when you are choosing food is, is this food supporting an ongoing disease process, or am I supporting my health and vitality? I would hope that all of us would choose well on this, that we would choose for health and vitality. Sometimes we don't, but just saying, it's better if you can choose the foods that will support your health and vitality and not choose the foods that are going to support an ongoing disease process, which would be sugar, processed foods, and all of that. So I have some general guidelines that are just good for everybody, all human beings, and that is just to cut back on your sugar. Like I said, that's going to be a whole session that I'll devote just to that. Add in more servings of your fruits and vegetables. Rainbow. Think of the color. Think of adding in all different kinds of color, your purple, your orange, yellow, red, all of it. Take out, shrink. If you can't take it out, at least shrink processed foods as much as possible. If you're a meat eater, just shrink the size. So basically the inside of the palm of your hand is the size of meat that you should, the portion size of your meat. And if possible, grass-fed is always better. Choosing organic over non-organic. And so there's a list out there called Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen. So Clean 15 are the fruits and vegetables that that are pretty clean. In other words, you can buy them commercial or locally grown. A Dirty Dozen is your fruits and vegetables that absolutely should be purchased organic. Why? Because they're porous and they absorb too much of the chemicals that they spray them with. So strawberries, all your leafy greens, again, they're very porous. So you want to make sure you buy those organic. So lastly, I recommend supplementation. And I one day on another morning tip, I'll share more about supplementation. I mean, just about everybody should be taking, I believe anyway, a good real high quality multivitamin and a probiotic. I take a lot of other things, and I'll share that with you another day. But I believe in supplementation, and I think that it's really a good thing to do, because none of us eat correctly all the time. We just don't. Not only that, but the foods that are out there today don't have it doesn't have the it doesn't have the nutrients in it that it had back in the day because of the soil and whatnot. That's a whole other discussion. So what do I strive for when it comes to food? When it comes to food, I strive for 90-10. The 90-10 rule. 90% of the time, I'm making great choices. 10% of the time, not so much. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying an event or whatever. 80-20, 80% of the time, I'm making good choices. 20% of the time, that's more realistic for me. I pretty much stay right in there in that zone. 80-20. Sometimes I slip to 70% of the time doing well, and 30% of the time, making unhealthy choices. Pretty much though I'm 80-20. However, there are times when I don't follow any of those rules and I just eat what I want. And I find that that's okay, as long as the driver for that isn't because I am not in a good place mentally. So if I'm stressed, or if I'm worried, or if I'm carrying emotion that is driving me to bad choices, then that's not a good thing. And I'm totally very aware of that. So let's sum it up. So as a health coach, I would ask you 3 questions. What do you want your future to look like? How important is the state of your health, your internal health? How important is that to you? And what are you willing to do to get there? What are you willing to change? Your state of health and your state of mind means everything. And I love you all. And I don't want to see any of you um, not take care of yourselves. So, my morning tips are all going to be about you taking exceptional care of yourself so that you can live decade to decade, really enjoying life as you should. So, bye for now. I'll be chatting about more factors that are going to influence the way you age and how you feel and influence your health. And not all of them have to do with diet and exercise either. So there'll be lots of things coming. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.